Good morning, amazing animation students. So today we're going to work with a dialogue and Foley, right? This is a dialogue and Foley project. So what we're going to do here is we're going to practice adding dialogue and Foley, the stuff that you find, not necessarily the assignments that I've given you. So this is a project, and we're going to work with this Big Hero 6 clip that I actually uploaded for you. It's in lesson 1B if you need to download it again, and it's just one simple file. And what you see here is you see something going, you see basically our main character leading Baymax trying to escape this conflict they were having. Okay, and so there is already some dialogue, there's already some Foley there. It's something that we need to replace. So what we're going to do here, and follow along with me, is the first thing we need to do is we need to separate the audio track from the video track. So the way you do that is you just select both of them, right? One click will suffice. If it doesn't, you're already split. And if you hover up over these tools, right, there's this middle button here. It's called linked selection. If it's pressed, it means that it's whatever you do to the audio happens to the video. So we're going to unlink that way, and we're going to click off of our timeline anywhere out here. And then now that we select our audio, it's going to be separate. If you want them together, you'd have to select them both and then go ahead and link them. Click off your selection, and now they're linked, the audio and video. And obviously, for many reasons, you would like for them to be linked if you edit the video and so on and so forth, so that the audio lines up all the time. So in most cases, this is going to be linked. You want that. But in this particular case, we don't. So I'm going to click that off, click off of the screen, select the dialogue, and hit delete. Now there's no audio here. So the first thing I want to do, and the main part of this lesson, because you already know how to do the Foley, I want you to replace all of the sounds that you're hearing. And I'm not going to give you an example. I want you to kind of look at this and work as a Foley artist and a dialogue actor, right, or voice actor. And I want you to see a couple of things that you're going to have to replace here. One is going to be the word ah, right here, when he goes, ah. Okay, and you can see around his mouth. And you can make other noises like him, going through. You probably need some sounds of tin. It's going to be up to you 100% of how realistically you want this sound to be. You also have to make the sound of all of these microbots, if you've seen the movie. It looks like liquid, but it's actually little tiny nano robots. And of course, this is Baymax. And you have to maybe make the sound of what this Baymax sounds like, maybe some a balloon squishing or something. I'm not sure. You make the call. And of course, here are some metal panels being moving, so you're going to have to come up with a sound for that. In this area, you don't see anything, but I'm probably going to want to say something like, "Come on, Baymax, let's go," right? Or right there, "Come on, come on, Baymax, let's go." I'll figure that out. Right, so there's already two things where he's like, "Oh no," and right here, look at his mouth. It's like you can say, "Whoa," okay. And then, of course, you need that sound here, and maybe a sound like "ah" or something like that, right? So you're going to have to create just that, right? So it's not a lot, but you are going to need your phone, okay? So, and you need to look at what's going on in this area. So I'm going to go to my voice recorder or voice memos in iOS, and I believe Android has one too. And I'm going to go ahead and and it looks something like that. I'm going to go ahead and hit record because, again, this is something that I want to put in there. I want to record. So I'm going to go back, and it's really important that that you can record it watching this video. In other words, I'm going to be watching the video and I'm going to replace it. but I'm in a quiet space. You may not have that opportunity. So the best thing to do is to write it maybe in a Google Doc or make some notes of where you want to record. Find a quiet space and then record them and then bring them back into the computer. Email them to yourself so that you can actually bring them into Premiere. And then you can line it up. So it doesn't necessarily have to line up the first time. You always have this ability to line things up as they go. All right, so I'm going to hit record. I'm going to hit play. All right, or I'm going to scroll. I'm not going to hit play. I'm going to scroll with the bar. And where it says, So I'm going to basically hit record. All right, and I'm still recording, by the way. I'm holding this close to my mouth so I can hear. I can have better quality. And then I'm going to continue. Come on, Baymax, let's go. And that's my dialogue. That's the things that I'm going to replace. So I could have re-record this, get it a little better, get more animated. Obviously, I'm trying to keep it connected so I don't overload the microphones. But maybe you want to hold it back and you want to be really animated into it and you find your own space. You can do that too. But again, this is kind of the part and parcel as far as when you record dialogue. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to preview this. All right, and I'm still recording, by the way. I'm holding. All right, so I know it's working. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it here. And there's a share, right? And with these computers, if you turn on with the Macs only, if you have an iOS phone, right, you can AirDrop. I'm not going to show you that because that's very specific to two machines, an iPhone and the Apple computer. You can AirDrop it to yourself on your computer. Be careful because if we do it in a class like this, everybody's going to get that notification. But again, you guys can work it out if you want to go that route. The best way to do it for me, that I've done it for years, is to email it to yourself. Okay, so I will go ahead and get my, you see this, share, and then mail, and mail it to my Birdville account. Okay, and send it. And I just emailed it to myself. So what I'll do now, and you should do too, and you can, if you haven't done it already, you can, you have an Outlook, and here it is. See, JWire's new recording number 1, right? If you haven't already, the email that you can email to yourself is the Birdville one, and that's actually, if you go into your portal, you can find your Outlook there, right? Here's my new recording. It's that fast, right? Save as, and I'm going to save it to where my Big Hero 6 is, right? And I'm going to animation, and it's going to be my dialogue assignment, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to say Big Hero 6, Big Hero 6 voice, right? And I'm going to save, right? Get rid of close Outlook. Right? And then now what I'll do is I'll import it, double click here, go to my animation folders. Actually, I should put it in list. Right, dialogue assignment, and then hit voice. Right, now that it's here, double click that, just like we did it, and you can see a lot of different areas. But you notice that I talked in between when I was recording, giving some instruction. I don't want that. So I'll just line myself up. I know it's working. Oh, I don't know if it actually came all the way out. Let me double check. Okay, because it only exported a piece. All right, so I exported the wrong one. Let me do this real quick. I'll do a quick edit. Or not. Okay. And I'll make sure that it... And again, email's fast. So, here's my second one here. There it is. 20. I'll save it to the same spot. Voice 2. I'll quit Outlook. I'll trash that one because I don't need it. I'll bring that one back in. There it is. Ah! That's the one I want. So we're talking about endpoints. I'm going to go in. Ah! I'm going to go out. Right? That's an I for the endpoint, the start, and the end. So now when I grab the little voice, the voice dialogue, it's only going to give me that ah. So I'm going to look for where I'm at and look for his mouth. Whoa, there's his mouth. And then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to find the peak of that waveform. And I'm going to, and you can use the little arrows to scrub. So let's see how that looks like. Ah. Again, that's not, I mean, it lines up, but it sounds too relaxed. It doesn't have that, you know, that energy. So you may have to be louder. You may have to do all that kind of acting, so to speak. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're practicing the process. I can have better quality. I don't need that. And then I don't need that. Come on, Baymax, let's go. I do need that. So I'll line up my area here. Press I for in, because that's where you want it to start. Come on, Baymax, let's go. Then I'm going to put O for out, because that's where I want it to stop. Then I'm going to find where I wanted to say that, where he's actually pulling them out. And I'm going to put it right there. That's where I want it. Again, you can go to the little waveform where the hand comes out, grab it, and then line it up over here. Come on, Baymax, let's go. A little late. Come on, Baymax, let's go. That's perfect. All right, perfect. And of course, where he's the end part where he kind of screams. Ah! Again, in for where it starts, and out where you want it to finish. Come back and grab the little waveform. Bring it in here. Gotta line it up. I want it to start right there, so I'll line this up. All right, and there we go. It sounds too dry because it's nice and quiet. It doesn't sound like it's in a big room. So I'm going to show you one last trick and I'll let you go, right? So then if you go over here to where it says effects, right? And then you go to audio effects. This is where you can actually do delay and echo, or actually reverb. And reverb, all it does is it gives you a space. So right now it's a room. It changes the room you're in. And that's a big area right there. So I'm going to go ahead and go with convolution reverb. And I'm going to drop it here. Just drag and drop it right onto my voice. Now let me go ahead and play that. Ah! Do you hear that? Now it sounds like I'm in a different, like in an enclosed space. Let me show you the old version. Ah! And I'm going to show you the version with reverb. I'll hit redo. Ah! See? It adds a different dimension. We're outside here, so it needs to be a little more. Let me go ahead and try the... let me do convolution reverb again. Come on, Baymax, let's go. It sounds like a different space, but it doesn't sound correct. So I'm going to double click that. I'm going to come up here where it says effect control, right? Convolution reverb. And then I'm going to go to individual parameters. Let me see here. Actually, I'm not going to like this one. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go ahead and hit clear. So it takes off the reverb.
Come on, Baymax, let's go.
So instead of that, I'm going to do studio reverb. See what that sounds like.
Come on, Baymax, let's go.
That does sound better. All right, but the studio reverb, I want it to go with wet output. It's 25%. I want it to have more reverb, so I'm going to increase the wet output to 50%. Oh, because it's a bigger room. The bigger the room, the more reverb you want. The smaller the room, the smaller the reverb. Wet amount.
Come on, Baymax, let's go.
That sounds better, right? And I'll grab the studio reverb and do that again to the last one. I may have to mess with that too. So, your assignment. Record yourself or a friend. Doesn't have to be you. It could be a friend. You can direct them. Maybe you want some more energy. And then go ahead and start replacing this. But also, you're going to have to replace all of the sounds with Foley in this assignment. Okay, again, if you don't have this one Baymax clip, it's in Monday's assignment, which is going to be lesson 1B, right? There's just a link. It's real easy, like you've always done it. And then we'll go ahead and finish that. When you're done, file, export, media, just like we've always done it. I have a little video for this, spelling this out, H264 here, and make sure you turn it in, and that'll be it. Okay? Has to have the dialogue. I want that process. All right, that's it for Mr. Juarez. I will see you guys on the next one. Save often, and over and out.